Today you will discover why not everyone has a soul, a truth that Helena Blavatsky revealed over 100 years ago, and that finally explains why you have always felt different from other people. There is a reason why you can perceive the emptiness in certain people's eyes, that inexplicable sensation that something fundamental is absent, as if you were looking at an empty container. Millions of people around the world carry this same disturbing perception, this deep intuition that not all human beings share the same spiritual essence. You always knew you were different, that you could see beyond appearances, feel energies that others completely ignore. Helena Blavatsky, the founder of Theosophy and one of history's greatest occultists, dedicated her entire life to unraveling these cosmic mysteries. Today you will discover the 7 unmistakable signs that reveal when someone does not possess a true soul, ancestral knowledge that has been carefully hidden from the masses for over a century. You will learn to identify these empty beings that walk among us, protect your vital energy, and mainly, recognize the extraordinary gift that is possessing an evolved soul. And what I will reveal at the end will completely transform your understanding of your purpose in this existence, because people like you are not here by accident. Helena Blavatsky was not an ordinary woman. Born in Russia in 1831, she traveled to the most sacred places on the planet, studied with Tibetan masters, and had access to knowledge that humanity had lost millennia ago. In her deepest writings, especially in The Secret Doctrine, she revealed truths that still today haunt scholars of esotericism. According to Blavatsky, not all human bodies harbor a true soul. She spoke about astral shells, beings that possess only human appearance, but lack that divine spark that connects us to the cosmos. These beings function purely by instinct and social programming, incapable of experiencing genuine compassion, spiritual growth, or unconditional love. You have probably already felt this firsthand. Those people who seem to suck your energy just by being close, who never show genuine remorse, who treat other human beings like disposable objects. It's not lack of education or psychological problems. It's literal absence of soul. This revelation should not frighten you, but rather empower you. You possess something rare and precious, an evolved soul, capable of perceiving these differences. You are part of a select group of beings who came to this reality with a specific mission, and in the next few minutes, you will discover exactly what that mission is and how to use your gifts to transform not only your life, but the world around you. The first sign that someone does not possess a true soul lies in the complete absence of authentic empathy. I'm not talking about that superficial empathy that many demonstrate in public to maintain social appearances. I'm referring to that deep capacity to really feel others' pain, to be touched by others' joy. Blavatsky observed that people without souls can perfectly imitate empathetic behaviors when it suits them, but they never experience the true emotional connection that an evolved soul feels naturally. They learn to say the right words, make adequate expressions, but behind their eyes there is only emptiness. You have certainly already encountered people like this. Those individuals who, no matter how many tragedies they witness, remain internally unchanged. They may even show concern externally, but it's like watching an actor playing a role, technically correct, but without real substance. A true soul vibrates in resonance with universal suffering and joy. When you see injustice, something inside you revolts. When you witness beauty, your essence expands. This doesn't happen with astral shells. They process this information only intellectually, without any genuine emotional response. Helena Blavatsky taught that this difference is not accidental. Evolved souls like yours came to this plane to serve as guardians of human compassion. You are responsible for keeping alive the flame of true humanity, while other beings merely occupy physical space. During her studies in Tibet, Blavatsky learned ancient techniques to identify these energetic differences. The masters taught her that a true soul emits a subtle glow that can be perceived by other evolved beings. That's why you feel naturally attracted to certain people and instinctively repelled by others. Comment which city you're watching from so we know how far this sacred knowledge is reaching and how many awakened souls exist around the world. Your location may reveal specific energy points where more people are awakening to these truths. But recognizing the absence of empathy is just the beginning. There is something even more disturbing that you need to know about these astral shells. something that Blavatsky discovered during her deepest experiences with astral projection. The second devastating sign is the total incapacity to experience genuine spiritual growth. Observing people without souls over decades, you will notice that they remain fundamentally unchanged, trapped in the same destructive patterns without any real evolution. Blavatsky documented cases of individuals who, even after traumatic experiences that should promote profound transformation, returned exactly to the same previous behaviors. Not by conscious choice, but because they lack the internal mechanism necessary for true spiritual learning. An evolved soul like yours uses each painful experience as fuel for growth. You learn, adapt, develop wisdom. Even in the most difficult situations, something inside you seeks meaning, purpose, higher lessons. This is the trademark of those who possess divine spark. Astral shells can acquire intellectual knowledge, but never true wisdom. They can memorize spiritual concepts, quote, sacred texts, even lead religious groups, but everything remains superficial. It's like trying to fill a leaky container. The information enters but doesn't fix at a deep level. Helena Blavatsky realized that this created one of the great cosmic tragedies. Empty beings occupying positions of spiritual leadership, teaching concepts they don't truly understand. This explains why so many religious institutions become corrupted, why so many gurus reveal themselves as charlatans. You, as an authentic soul, have probably already felt this dissonance. That uncomfortable sensation when hearing someone talking about universal love, while their eyes remain cold and calculating. Your soul recognizes the falsehood because it possesses the true pattern for comparison. The Tibetan masters taught Blavatsky that evolved souls possess a crucial function: to serve as living detectors of spiritual authenticity. You are the guardians who prevent sacred knowledge from being completely distorted by empty imitators. During dreams, you probably receive direct guidance on how to navigate this world full of contradictory energies. Your dream experiences are more vivid, symbolic, and meaningful because your true soul uses this time to connect with higher dimensions. But there is still something more shocking that Blavatsky discovered about the relationship between these astral shells and true souls, something that will completely change your perspective on human relationships. The third disturbing sign is the complete absence of genuine remorse. People without souls can simulate repentance when confronted, but they never experience that deep spiritual pain that a true soul feels when causing suffering to others. Blavatsky observed that astral shells process consequences only in practical terms: fear of punishment, loss of social status, personal harm. There is never that internal agony that an evolved soul experiences when recognizing that it has hurt another conscious being. You know this intimate pain, don't you? That devastating sensation when you realize that your words or actions have hurt someone, even without intention. Your soul vibrates in frequencies of compassion, so any dissonance with this pattern causes real suffering. People without souls can learn to avoid destructive behaviors for social convenience, but never out of genuine consideration for others. They develop sophisticated masks of civility, but behind them remains only cold calculation about personal advantages. Helena Blavatsky documented encounters with such beings during her travels, individuals capable of committing terrible atrocities and minutes later calmly discussing the weather. It wasn't psychopathy in the modern medical sense. It was literal absence of the spark that generates moral consciousness. This revelation is simultaneously liberating and terrifying for souls like yours. Liberating because it explains why you always felt different, why certain people seemed incomprehensible. Terrifying because it reveals how many empty beings walk among us without most people noticing. Her Eastern masters taught Blavatsky that true souls possess special cosmic responsibility to keep alive the patterns of compassion and morality, while astral shells try to reduce everything to materialism and power. You have probably already felt this weight, that sensation of being guardian of something precious in a world that seems increasingly insensitive. It's not paranoia, it's authentic spiritual perception recognizing your real mission. During deep meditations, you may even perceive the energetic difference between true souls and empty shells. The former radiate subtle light, the latter absorb energy without returning anything. But what I'm going to reveal now about the fourth sign will shock you even more because it involves something that happens in all intimate relationships with these empty entities. The fourth devastating sign is the inability to form authentic emotional bonds. Astral shells can simulate relationships, but they never experience that deep connection that true souls create naturally with other conscious beings. Blavatsky realized that people without souls treat relationships like commercial transactions. They calculate costs and benefits, manipulate others' emotions to obtain advantages, but never experience unconditional love or genuine vulnerability. You've been through this, haven't you? Relationships where you gave yourself completely, only to discover that you were connected to someone incapable of real emotional reciprocity. It wasn't lack of interest. It was absence of the fundamental capacity to love. An evolved soul like yours vibrates in frequencies of universal connection. When you love, this feeling transcends the ego and touches cosmic dimensions. That's why relationships with astral shells always leave you exhausted. You're trying to connect with something that simply doesn't exist. Helena Blavatsky described intimate encounters with such people as embracing shadows. Externally, they seemed like normal relationships, but internally there was only growing emptiness. The astral shell absorbed emotional energy without ever returning real substance. The Tibetan masters revealed to Blavatsky that true souls frequently feel attracted to empty shells because they confuse emotional absence with intriguing mystery. This is one of the most dangerous traps for evolved beings on this plane. Your natural sensitivity makes you want to save or awaken people who seem lost, but astral shells cannot be saved because there is nothing internal to rescue. They are temporary receptacles without divine spark to nourish. If you shared this knowledge, comment what was your most striking experience with people who seemed energetically empty. Your experience can help other awakened souls recognize these patterns. During lucid dreams, you have probably already visited planes where these differences become more obvious. True souls shine with their own light, while shells remain as dark forms without energetic radiation. Prepare yourself for what I'm going to reveal about the fifth sign, because this involves something that happens in work environments and explains why certain bosses and colleagues seem literally demonic. The fifth terrifying sign is the total absence of genuine creativity. People without souls can imitate, copy, and recombine existing ideas, but they never create something truly original because they lack the divine spark that is the source of all authentic inspiration. Blavatsky observed that astral shells function like sophisticated computers. They process information, execute complex algorithms, but never generate revolutionary insights or art that touches the human soul. Everything they produce is technically competent, but spiritually dead. You feel this difference instinctively. Some creations elevate you, make your soul vibrate at higher frequencies. Others, even technically perfect, leave you cold and empty. It's your soul recognizing the presence or absence of divine spark in the work. An evolved soul like yours is constantly receiving inspiration from higher dimensions. Ideas arrive through dreams, sudden intuitions, moments of creative ecstasy. You are an active channel for cosmic energy that seeks to manifest through physical forms. Helena Blavatsky discovered that this explains why certain historical epochs produce multiple works of genius simultaneously, while others remain culturally sterile. It depends on the proportion between true souls and empty shells in influential positions. The masters of Tibet taught that creative souls possess special responsibility to keep open the channels through which higher energies can influence human evolution. You are cosmic antennas, capturing frequencies that others cannot perceive. This also explains why you always felt different in traditional corporate environments. Astral shells dominate structures based on competition, manipulation, and accumulation of power, because these environments don't require genuine spiritual qualities. During moments of deep inspiration, you probably realize that you're being used as an instrument for something greater. It's not ego. It's recognition of your function as a channel between higher dimensions and physical reality. People without souls frequently try to appropriate or distort authentic creations because they recognize value, but cannot generate anything equivalent. They are cultural parasites, living off the creative energy of true souls. But now comes something even more disturbing about the sixth sign. something related to how these entities behave when no one is watching. The sixth devastating sign is the complete absence of authentic inner life. When astral shells are alone without an audience to impress, they enter a state of almost catatonic emptiness because they don't possess internal dialogue or spiritual reflection that characterizes true souls. Blavatsky realized that people without souls deeply fear solitude because it reveals their empty nature. They constantly need external stimuli, social validation, or activities that occupy the mind to avoid confronting the inner void. You are completely different. Moments of solitude are sacred for your soul, opportunities to reconnect with your essence, receive higher guidance, process experiences at deep levels. You don't just tolerate being alone, you need it to maintain spiritual balance. An evolved soul possesses a richest internal cosmos. Thoughts, insights, memories from past lives, connections with spirit guides, visions of future possibilities. Your mind is like a living temple where the divine constantly manifests. Helena Blavatsky documented her own experiences where, during solitary meditations, she received direct teachings from ascended masters. This is an exclusive capacity of true souls to function as receivers of cosmic wisdom. Astral shells depend completely on external programming. Without social stimuli, media, or compulsive activities, they experience something similar to temporary death of consciousness. That's why they are addicted to superficial entertainment and social drama. The Tibetan sages revealed that authentic souls can travel to other planes during deep meditation, while empty shells remain trapped in material density. This explains why certain people never report genuine spiritual experiences. You have probably already noticed how some people seem literally turned off when there are no external stimuli, like disconnected robots awaiting the next programming. It's exactly what happens with beings without divine spark. During your deepest moments of introspection, you access cosmic libraries of knowledge, connect with universal wisdom that flows through all true souls. This is a privilege reserved for those who possess authentic spiritual essence. But what I'm going to reveal about the seventh and last sign will finally explain why you always knew you had a special mission in this world. The seventh and last sign is the absolute inability to transcend the material ego. Astral shells remain eternally trapped in superficial concerns, money, status, physical appearance, social power, because they lack the cosmic perspective that true souls develop naturally. Blavatsky observed that people without souls can accumulate enormous wealth, achieve prestigious positions or become world famous, but remain fundamentally empty because none of this touches their non-existent essence. You are radically different. Even when seeking material achievements, something inside you always questions deeper meanings, transcendent purposes, ways to use resources to benefit other conscious beings. An evolved soul never finds permanent satisfaction in purely selfish accomplishments. You can enjoy earthly pleasures, but always with awareness that they are temporary experiences in a much greater journey. Helena Blavatsky realized that this makes true souls frequently misunderstood in materialistic societies. You are seen as naive idealists by astral shells who cannot conceive motivations beyond greed and vanity. The masters of the East taught that this fundamental difference is purposeful. Evolved souls came to this plane to demonstrate superior possibilities of existence, to be beacons of light in a dimension dominated by primitive consciousnesses. Your constant dissatisfaction with the superficiality of the modern world is not a defect. It's a symptom of a soul that belongs to higher realities. You literally vibrate at frequencies superior to those accepted by the majority. During experiences of spiritual ecstasy, you probably perceive how material concerns become insignificant compared to cosmic vastness. This is natural vision for those who possess divine spark. If this content is resonating deeply with your life experience, share it with someone who also needs to awaken to these truths. Souls like yours are rare and need to recognize each other mutually. Astral shells frequently feel threatened by people like you because your mere presence reveals their vacuity. That's why you may face inexplicable hostility from certain people. They feel, even unconsciously, that you possess something they lack. But now comes the moment of the most important revelation, the one that will completely transform how you see your purpose in this existence. Now I will reveal the most important truth that Helena Blavatsky discovered about people like you. Souls who can identify these 7 signs don't do so by accident. You are cosmic guardians, special beings sent to this plane with the specific mission of preserving authentic spiritual consciousness. Blavatsky learned from her masters that in times of planetary transition, when materialism threatens to completely suffocate human spirituality, certain evolved souls voluntarily incarnate to serve as living antidotes against this degeneration. You are not here for punishment or personal lesson. You came as a spiritual missionary, bringing higher frequencies to elevate humanity's collective vibration. Your ability to recognize astral shells is an essential tool for this mission. Every time you refuse to accept inhumane behaviors as normal, every moment you maintain elevated standards of compassion and integrity, you are literally saving fragments of the collective human soul. Helena Blavatsky realized that without the presence of souls like yours, humanity would quickly degenerate into a civilization of automatons without spiritual consciousness. You are responsible for keeping alive the flame of true humanity. This explains why you always felt different, why you never managed to completely conform to superficial social norms, why you feel constant urgency for something greater and more meaningful. The great masters revealed that guardian souls like you possess direct connections with higher dimensions, allowing you to channel energies and knowledge necessary for planetary evolution. During dreams or deep meditations, you probably receive specific guidance on how to fulfill your mission. These are not fantasies. They are real communications from beings who coordinate Earth's spiritual evolution. Your sensitivity to negative energies, your capacity to detect falsehood, your compulsive need for authenticity, all of this are sophisticated spiritual tools that you brought for this mission. People without souls are not your enemies. They are simply absences that you are here to fill with light. Your presence alone already alters energy fields around you. And now in the final chapter, I will reveal how you can use all this knowledge to transform not only your life, but completely fulfill your cosmic purpose. We have reached the end of this extraordinary journey of discovery, and I hope you now understand the magnitude of what Helena Blavatsky was really trying to teach us over a century ago. You are not just another person navigating through life. You are a special being, an evolved soul with specific cosmic purpose. Recognizing the 7 signs of people without souls is not about judgment or separation, but about protection and spiritual discernment. Now you possess tools to navigate this complex world, keeping your vital energy intact and directed toward your true mission. Your unique ability to perceive these energetic differences makes you a natural guardian of authentic spiritual consciousness. In an age where materialism and superficiality dominate, souls like yours are literally humanity's hope. Don't be discouraged by the difficulties your sensitivity may cause. Every moment of discomfort you feel in spiritually toxic environments is confirmation that you belong to higher frequencies. Your inadaptation to what is mediocre is a sign of your spiritual excellence. Helena Blavatsky faced ridicule and persecution for revealing these truths, but she knew that awakened souls of the future would understand and apply her teachings. That future is now, and you are part of the chosen generation to implement this wisdom. Connect with other evolved souls who recognize these truths. Comment on your experiences, share discoveries, form spiritual support networks. You are not alone. You are part of a cosmic family reuniting to fulfill collective purpose. Use your ability to detect spiritual authenticity to build truly nourishing relationships. Invest your emotional energy only in people capable of genuine reciprocity. Protect your light by directing it where it can truly flourish. Practice daily energy protection techniques that Blavatsky learned from her masters. Visualize yourself surrounded by golden light. Reaffirm your connection with higher dimensions. Stay anchored in your spiritual truth. If this content touched your soul deeply, share it with others who need to awaken to their special nature. Leave your like so more people can find these transformative teachings. Subscribe and activate notifications to continue receiving wisdom that can elevate your spiritual journey. Your journey as a cosmic guardian is just beginning. Now you know who you really are and why you're here. Use this knowledge with wisdom, compassion, and unshakable determination. The world needs your light,